Disturbing internet anomalies. The scariest place of all, the internet. It's weird how we call internet a place you go to the internet even though it's not a physical thing.
Surveillance Cameraman. In 2013, a channel called Surveillance Cameraman was created on YouTube. And although the videos have all been taken down now, only accessible through a handful of internet archives, there was once
They
a
had
time when this
cameras?
channel went so viral that it was even featured in the news and in the Seattle Times newspaper. Although the videos are no longer visible on YouTube, pretty much all of the Surveillance Cameraman videos follow the exact same formula. A man with a camera would walk around the streets of Seattle, go up to random people on the street, get in their personal space, and start recording them without their permission, and without even bothering to explain to people why he was recording or what he planned to do with the videos in the future. As you can
Now every streamer does that.
imagine, a lot of people didn't take kindly to having a camera shoved in their face, but when his targets would confront him and ask him what he was doing, he would usually either stay completely silent, make slight grunting noises, or just say something extremely vague like, "I'm just recording a video." In some of his videos, people would naturally get pretty mad at him, but he never seemed to care and just kept on recording, even when being yelled at, chased away by his targets, getting stuff thrown at him, or having his camera even batted away. Most of the
Did
time,
anybody
however,
call the
people would just get
cops ever?
self-conscious and awkward when they realized they were being recorded and would try to walk away from who they probably assumed was either a stalker or just a jerk with no consideration for their privacy and personal space. The channel was extremely weird, and if you take a minute to analyze Surveillance Cameraman's actions, it might seem like there wasn't a real purpose to his videos other than to maybe annoy people to get cheap views on YouTube.
That's
However, in one of
a
his
restaurant,
videos, he
okay.
says something that's
I thought he just walked into someone's house. I saw some people getting physical, but I didn't see any cops
suggests
yet.
there was a deeper meaning to the channel. In his first video ever, he walks up to a young couple studying at a college campus.
I don't think there's any deeper meaning. I think he's just trying to stir stuff to be popular. Because popularity matters first. How you got popular doesn't really matter. Once you got popular, you Gucci. So you upload a video of being douchey, people gonna leave a reply or comments, and you're gonna go viral.
Immediately pulls out his camera and starts recording them without their permission. After a few moments of awkward silence where the couple tries to figure out what's going on, the guy asks Surveillance Cameraman why he's recording them when they're just minding their own business, to which the uploader responds with a question.
Can you ask us why you're taking a video?
Just taking a video.
Okay, well, I don't want to be taking a video.
Why are you so worried about it?
I'm not worried, you're just being annoying.
Look at it this way. You ever go to the grocery store? You know, there's like surveillance cameras everywhere.
That's
It's
different.
not a big deal.
Okay, well,
It's just a video. I mean,
you know,
Surveillance CCTV camera footage don't go anywhere. They're just gonna get deleted in 15 to 30 days. Or maybe longer. Nobody's even gonna see them. This is going to the internet. Right off the rip. And it exists to this day. I'm seeing it.
you're just being annoying.
After the video was uploaded, a lot of people started to speculate that maybe the entire point of the channel was to raise awareness about how much we've sacrificed our privacy in today's world. How we've silently consented to institutions to record our every move and use the footage for means we're not 100% aware of. Although this theory was never officially confirmed
It's
by
stupid.
Surveillance Cameraman
It's-
himself.
It's not a stupid theory. You're just trying to make things out of nowhere. Things gonna happen. There's gonna be a million explanation. Doesn't mean it's gonna be accurate. I think he's just being douchey, like every other kick streamer.
Even if it were true, putting cameras in strangers' face just to make a point is a pretty obnoxious way to make a social commentary.
Yep, eye for an
Throughout the
eye.
rest of all his videos, there's almost no further mention of the channel having a deeper meaning. Shortly after the channel was created, a local Seattle news station even made a report on Surveillance Cameraman, heavily leaning into the possibility that the channel was created to comment on a social issue. Shortly after, the Seattle Times even published an article about how the uploader's actions were making a lot of people question the meaning of privacy in the 21st century. Still, because YouTube pretty much wiped the
The CCTV camera thing, he just said it. He didn't say any deeper meaning. What was I gonna say? The normalization of CCTV camera is, you can see how that could be weird to some people, but you can also see how that's a necessity. Because most situation, if something bad were to happen, it's just this person said this person said this. Who are you gonna believe? Most likely, realistically speaking, you're gonna believe the richer one. Let's be real. So CCTVs are good. Most things they would just delete it by a time unless some issue happens. That short clip when the issue happened, that might stay longer, but it's not. It's just gonna get deleted.
Entire channel's videos, it's hard to know the real motivation in recording random people on the street and posting it to YouTube.
Little bit reminds me of what's the guy, the mukbang guy who was like, "I'm 2 steps ahead. It's a social experiment." I'm like, bro, you're putting a lot of effort into this social experiment. You could have asked me that people watch stupid stuff all the time. I could have told you. You didn't need to ruin your body like that.
ForgottenLanguages.org.
Oh,
ForgottenLanguages.org is a very confusing website with all kinds of theories behind its possible meaning, which has led to the creation of a pretty deep rabbit hole around it over the years. Upon
there are
visiting
a
the
few
site, you'll be
forgotten
greeted with
languages.
what appears to be a library of strange articles with some very
But
weird images. What makes this website so strange is that none of these articles are legible, as they appear to be written in some sort of unknown language. Some of the articles do have snippets of English sprinkled throughout them, but for the most part, they're pretty
if this is real, this right off the rip, it's using English alphabets. If this is real, which I don't think it is, it has to be some combination of Europe and Middle East. This is Middle Eastish. Hebrew? I don't think it is. It could be a made up language based on Hebrew. Most European languages are just a variation of English. Sorry. Maybe not in spoken, but in written.
much impossible to understand. The only way you'd be able to get an idea of what each article is about would be to look at the external documents being referenced in the article and do some reverse
And I don't know how much research someone has done because I feel like there are some really smart people who would very easily be able to decipher it, like in a week or two, by surely this A and this A is about the same. So if we separate them into like syllables and associate them to any of the language we understand and assign them over, we should be able to find some similar words. And there's a lot more things you can do to
engineering to make an
decipher it.
educated guess as to the article's subject matter.
It's probably not
The
real.
further I ventured into the site, the stranger the topics of the articles started to get, with a lot of them being written on things like occult spirituality, alien
I'm seeing
technologies, the
Chinese
darker
stuff.
side of
Yep, it's
neuropsychology,
made up.
and similar topics. Although some people have speculated that the entire site is written in complete gibberish and was just made as a complicated joke, others have claimed to have successfully translated some of the articles with advanced translation software. Many people seem to think ForgottenLanguages.org is the work of a mysterious woman who goes by the name Angel, along with 15 other close collaborators who are obsessed with using already existing languages to create a new universe.
So the translated thing, like I said, it is very easy to translate for some smart folks. Does that make sense? Is it actually proper information? Because I'm not gonna rewind, but I saw one of the mentioned books was like 2013. That's pretty new. 2013 is not forgotten. So information has to be relevant. I don't know. You can work with that something.
Universal language that can be understood by living organisms other than humans. This is where it starts to get a
2075.
little confusing, as the creators of the website have also allegedly claimed that they made ForgottenLanguages.org to share some sort of secret knowledge with other speakers of the language around the world. Because some of the articles on the site seem to reference confidential government documents, lots of people have theorized that there's something deeper going on behind the scenes at Forgotten Languages, but
No,
so far none
I
of this
don't
has been
believe it.
confirmed. I also
I don't believe it. A huge number of conspiracy theories are just there for attention, right? And what what could get you more attention than to say the government is hiding something? I don't know.
Also found really elaborate association charts made by someone who wanted to find all the people connected to the website. But some of the associations look like a bit too much of a stretch, and it looks more like a conspiracy theory chart than anything else.
There you go.
Because the owners of Forgotten Languages have been uploading articles to their site for over 15 years, it's hard to believe they're doing it without a real purpose. If it were a hoax or some sort of ARG, this would be a pretty elaborate one. As I later found out, there's also Forgotten Languages YouTube channel with some very
Okay, 1K 256, their website. Oh, I'm scrolling.
strange videos. A couple of other YouTubers have reached out to the channel owners who responded not to worry about the channel as the videos were all made as messages for their members or something like that. It's possible in the future more information on Forgotten Languages
Views are very variated. I saw something with 800 to 3.5K. It's not popular. They're definitely not going viral with it. It has more views than an ARG would have. ARGs get no views, dog. It takes money to run a website. Not to run a YouTube, but it takes money to run a website. I don't know. You wouldn't be just throwing money for a joke for multiple years.
will surface, but for now, there's not really a concrete idea as to what the site is actually used for. Thrift shop SD cards. In 2014,
You know what it is? It's probably a belief. It's probably like a very uncommon religious thing they created for themselves. That would make you do a lot of things that doesn't make sense.
a channel called Thrift Shop SD Cards was created on YouTube with the intention of uploading strange things that the channel owners found in the memory cards and cameras they bought at thrift stores.
That's an ARG.
Since its creation, only 2 videos have been uploaded to its channel, with the most recent one dating back to September 2014. In the description of the first video, the uploaders claimed that the video was found on an SD card in an old digital camera around 2004, and that the footage shows 2 teens looking at what appears to be an abandoned school. As per the caption, there's a weird sound at 49 seconds, after which the 2 teens mention a moving door and turn the camera off.
ARG.
Wait a minute. Did you see that? Did that door just move? Did you? Nope. Nope. Did you see that? Like.
Yeah, I definitely saw something.
Because the video ends as soon as one of the teenagers turns around, it's impossible to know what exactly caused the door to move. Still, it's pretty creepy considering the video
I don't even see the door. Dark.
The second video shows a man staring into the camera and talking about something being in his eyes and asking someone else if they see the things in his eyes too, with no response.
Is the thing you see I think, what am I saying? The squiggly line things you see in your eyes sometimes. He's probably talking about that.
According to the uploader, this video was taken in 2003, and although many people have found it a little disturbing, it's more than likely that the guy just had colored contact lenses in his eyes and was going to send the video to a friend asking if he could see them. Although of course this hasn't been confirmed, it's pretty likely that's all there is to this video.
It's an attempt of a weird ARG thing. In 2014, uploaded 2 videos as a college kid or a high school kid. Didn't feel like, it's not going anywhere. I don't want to put effort in. That's probably it.
Help me, Susie's dying.
Oh no.
In the UK in the 70s and 80s, there were rumors that if you went to certain telephone booths and dialed a specific number, you would allegedly reach a woman with a flat, monotone voice repeating the same creepy phrase over and over. Help me, Susie's dying. However, on the internet, there's some contradicting information circulating about the whole thing. Many people disagree on the exact number you'd have to dial to reach the disturbing voice, and what the exact message you'd hear was, but the common consensus was that the number was...
What year did he say it was? I'm gonna 822. I'm gonna rewind back. Sorry.
In the UK in the 70s and 80s, there were rumors that if you went to certain telephone booths and dialed a specific number, you would elect the common consensus.
That's an urban legend. I was gonna say that it could be inspired by The Ring, because The Ring The movie, if you don't know, is based off of an real urban legend. It's exactly, not exactly, but it's kind of like this. You're supposed to make a call, you hear something on the other end, and 1 week later it's bye bye. But it's way before Ring, so clearly not inspired, but similar case, probably an urban legend.
This was that the number was simply 202020 or a similar combination of twos and zeros. Over the years, the story's been reposted
Japan's
all over the
number, the Ring's number was 4444 because 4 is pronounced she, shi, she, which means death.
internet on forums like 4chan and Reddit, and the first account of the Help Me Susie's Dying story I was able to find dates all the way back to the year 2000. A man from Lancashire named Rob Dickinson wrote about his account of what happened when he and a couple of his friends went into a phone booth in the mid-70s to see if the rumors were true. Rob's account was originally published in the It Happened to Me section of the 14 Times, a British magazine dedicated to publishing people's accounts of their encounters with the odd, paranormal, and mysterious. I found a few more accounts of the same story in the same magazine, and although there was some contradicting information
They're
in some of
far-reaching.
them, they all agreed that the phone booths were located in or around the town of Burnley in the UK, and that the incident took place in the 70s and 80s. These few accounts are the only official sources of information available on the Help Me Susie's Dying incident, which makes it hard to confirm whether any of this is true. According to one of the most logical and believable theories that has surfaced regarding the disturbing recording, the voice was supposed to be a test not meant to be heard by the public. And it's possible that due to the bad quality of the recording back in the 70s and 80s, the voice could have been saying something completely different than what
A test for what? How would you even go about? If you leave something public, there's a possibility someone might accidentally type the number and get in contact, but a test for what? You're not gonna be like, oh, we're gonna play this recording to the cops and test them. That's stupid. I don't see it. I don't see it as a test.
the users heard. It's possible that the voice was saying something like, "Hold please, user dialing," but because of the garbled sound of the recording, the dialer heard, "Help me, Susie's dying," and the whole story became
That
a
is
case of
possible.
broken telephone. Still, it's possible that some employees at the phone booth company programmed the test recording to say something dark and disturbing as a joke.
That's not out of possibility.
Sweet Peach. Sweet Peach is an extremely strange YouTube channel created in July 2017 featuring over 17,000 videos that don't seem to make any sense. All of the videos are the same,
17,000, that's
starting
AI
with an image of a
generated.
couple of barcodes and eventually becoming a jarbled mess of colorful graphics.
There are few channels that upload videos that are AI generated. And this is not a new thing. This is like a year or ago, AI took some massive boost in terms of progression. I'm talking even before that. What people usually used to do and still do is they have automated systems set up. They go to Stack Overflow. They look at any of the question people ask. They just like record. The automated system records the question, records some of the answer, and then compile it into a video and upload it onto YouTube. That's how you get 17,000 downloads, not downloads, uploads. 17,000 uploads, 18,000 uploads. It's automated. They upload like 50 or so videos every day.
Geometric shapes, and smiley faces while beeping tones can be heard in the background. Although the videos vary in length, most of them range from 2 to 9 minutes long, and despite the insane amount of videos that have been uploaded to the channel over the years, there doesn't seem to be any sort of meaning to Sweet Peach.
Yeah, AI
Many
generated.
people have come up with all kinds of theories to explain the channel's purpose, but it seems the channel is most similar to another channel called WebDriver Torso.
It's because, first of all, let's say you got enough subscriber to get monetized, and you upload one video, that one video got 1,000 views. You upload 10 video, those 10 video got 100 views each. It's about the same thing. You're still running the same amount of ads, and if you can automate that, even though it might not be that quality content, a lot less people might be watching it. Someone autoplayed it while they're asleep, or some dumb kid is watching it. It's free money. You didn't do anything. It's automated generated. It's free money. That's the bigger reason why people do it.
On September 23, 2013, WebDriver Torso started uploading videos at a pretty insane rate, often every 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Similarly to Sweet Peach, the videos consisted of simple slides with colorful graphics and constant beeping noises playing in the background. Although most of the
Copycats.
624,000 videos uploaded to the channel were pretty much the same, the channel gained a lot of public attention in 2014 when a couple of users found what appeared to be jokes sprinkled throughout some of the videos. As the videos gained attention online, YouTube eventually admitted that the channel had been created by their performance engineers as an internal testing tool for visuals and audio. And in 2017, WebDriver Torso stopped posting videos at the same crazy fast rate.
That's new info for
WebDriver
me.
Torso remains active to this day, still posting videos on occasion. Considering its similarities to WebDriver Torso, it's
So this one might be the same thing. You should have these videos unlisted. If it's by the YouTube itself just for rendering, have these videos unlisted. What are you doing?
possible that Sweet Peach is just another automated performance testing account.
Probably.
Otherwise, I can't really think of a good reason to have a channel like this. The Stinky Meat Project. StinkyMeat.net is probably one of the strangest, most disgusting websites hidden in the corners of the internet.
What, redneck
It's not
recipes?
necessarily disturbing, just incredibly weird. As
Scientists.
per the website's description, the Stinky Meat Project was created in the summer of 2000 by a guy named Malin Smith, who thought it would be a good idea to take 3 different kinds of meat, put them on a plate, and place them in his neighbor's yard to see what would happen if he left the meat to rot. Long story short, because
He's
he
gonna
never
get
got arrested for his
infected.
antics in his neighbor's yard, he decided to turn the Stinky Meat Project into something a little bit bigger. Over the years, Malin Smith and a couple of his friends have been taking different kinds of raw meat and documenting what happens when they leave the meat in random locations such as libraries, malls, parks, backyards, and even on top of their computers.
Wrong with
The
you?
whole project consists of them going back to the meat they've left in different locations, checking to see how disgusting it gets over time, and uploading the pictures to their site, as well as some descriptions of what they had to go through for the meat to end up where it did. There doesn't seem to be much more to it. The sheer effort they've put into the whole thing is pretty insane. Over time, Malin and his friends have even made some merch with this
I think it's just, yeah, weirdos. Weirdos thought they struck gold with this creative new idea. Nobody's doing it. There's a reason nobody's doing it.
Stinky Meat Project logo on t-shirts, and it appears they even had a bit of a fan base at their peak.
I'll bet.
It seems the project is no longer active, but the website definitely still is, and probably will be for a while.
Yeah.
Floating Chinese City. In 2015, a video of what appeared to be a floating city in the clouds above the Chinese city of Foshan started circulating everywhere online, and after it was covered in several news stations around the world, all kinds of theories started surfacing regarding the video's origin. The quality of the video itself is pretty bad, but because it was allegedly shot on a cloudy day, it doesn't immediately look fake. Despite the fact that even
has
sources
to
like
be
CNN covered it, nobody really knows who shot the video or where it came from, which is pretty strange regardless of whether it's real or not. As you can imagine,
I've seen some weird things on mainstream news media. When I was a kid, I saw a news headline. It said, Does aliens drink cow milk? That was the actual headline. I didn't saw it because, man, that is stupid. I wish I should have seen a little bit of it. News people would cover anything if it's gonna give them clicks.
as soon as some
Or
of the more credible
TRP,
news sources began
as they call
speculating
it.
about the video's origin, people started throwing around all kinds of conspiracy theories, with some people claiming that the footage is undeniable evidence of the so-called Blue Beam Project. According to
What
the
is
now
that?
deceased Canadian writer and poet Sergei Monast, Project Bluebeam was NASA's effort to broadcast holograms of the Second Coming of Christ all over the world to implement
Why
a
would NASA do
totalitarian
that?
takeover of Earth by the New World Order. Although this is one of the wilder theories regarding the video's origin for sure, some of the other more credible theories that have also gained traction over the years suggest there's a more plausible explanation for the video of the floating city.
It's just some dude with window media editor. That's it.
According to one of the most believable ones, the floating city could have been a real video of something called a fata morgana, which is basically an optical illusion or a mirage caused by light rays being bent by extremely dense air trapped by alternating layers of warm and cold. This phenomenon sometimes causes boats and ships on the ocean to look as if they're floating above the water in the distance, or that there's water in the distance on the road.
Oh yeah,
Still,
I
to
do
say the
see
floating
that.
city looks anything like what even the most impressive fata morgana usually looks like,
That does happen during the heat. I'm not near water bodies. I've not seen a lot of water bodies, but the road being a road seeing wet on a very hot summer day, I've seen that.
is a huge stretch, suggesting the very real possibility that the video
It's
was
too high
somehow
though,
faked.
as compared to the boat we just saw.
Project
Plus,
Red Sun.
if it's gonna be that
In
high,
2012,
oh, I didn't pause it right. If it's gonna, give me a moment. If it's a reflection, it should be upside down if it's that high. If it's a reflection. If it's not a reflection, why is it that high?
supposed footage of a secret NASA mission to Mars in 1973 started gaining massive traction online. Many people bought into the theory that NASA had launched a covert project codenamed Project Red Sun in the late 60s and early 70s to land human beings on Mars and establish relationships with aliens without the general public noticing.
Yeah, I believe
The
that
footage
100%.
itself starts with a blue screen warning viewers that the video is not meant for public distribution, after which we see 3 minutes of blurry, wobbly footage of the supposed Mars landing. At first glance, it's hard to know what to make of the video, and it's not hard to see why many conspiracy theorists tried to position the footage as proof that NASA had been working with aliens for the past 50 years while keeping the public completely in the dark. Obviously, the most logical explanation is that the video
You know, there's a possibility at some point in time Mars had life. We have found water and we have also found organic molecules, but I don't think there's any structure or bones or any kind of fossil. So whatever life it may have been, it would have been like very primary stage. If there was any, because there are organic molecules. How's there organic molecules? Then again, we don't really know what's also available on other planets. Maybe every planet has organic molecules somehow.
and the theory behind it are fake. Some people have claimed that the footage is the work of the Faking Hoaxer, a small channel on YouTube that has released similar footage in the past and promoted it as real. It might also be worth
Few years
mentioning
ago,
that John
1 year ago.
Moonwalker, the YouTuber who originally uploaded the video back in 2012, has uploaded similar videos of questionable origin in the past.
2012 is not that back when we're talking about what was it, 70s, 60s? Yeah, that's clearly fake. I mean, obviously.
The most popular video on his channel, uploaded 14 years ago, is titled Apollo 17 Alien Encounter, and it shows some obviously edited footage of a moon landing. So just with that, we have to take everything published by the channel with a grain of salt. A lot of people seem to favor the idea that the footage was created using some of NASA's still images of Mars and manipulating them with some basic editing software.
Yeah.
But there are of course people in small pockets of the internet that still believe this is real, despite the overwhelming evidence against it.
I mean, you can change their mind. Yeah, I don't think we have made contact with the aliens. I'm sure there's other planets with life. There's no way we're the only one, but I don't think we've made contact ever. It's fiction.